Hotel ownership feels overwhelming today because independent hotel owners are carrying more responsibility, more decisions, and more invisible pressures than ever before. This episode explains why that pressure feels constant, why it's not your fault, and why so many capable hotel owners quietly feel the same way. If this feels familiar, you're in the right place. You finished a long day at your hotel. Guests checked in. Rooms turned over. Staff handled issues. A booking problem patched together. And yet, as you lock the door or finally sit down at home, a strange thought creeps in. I worked nonstop, but I'm not sure what actually changed today. The feeling is heavier than tiredness. It's not physical, it sits behind the eyes or in the chest and in the quiet moments when the phone finally stops buzzing. Running an independent hotel feels overwhelming today in a way it didn't used to. Not because you're weaker, not because you lack skill, not because you can't cope. It feels overwhelming because the job itself has quietly changed. Welcome to another episode of Hotelier Helpcast podcast. If you haven't done so yet, sign up. And if it's applicable, ring the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Nobody warned you about that part. You weren't prepared for the hard work, the long days, the late nights, the early mornings. You weren't prepared for the constant mental load, the never-ending decisions, the feeling that everything matters and nothing feels finished. And here's the uncomfortable truth most owners never say out loud. You can love your hotel and still feel crushed by it. This matters right now because independent hotel owners are carrying more responsibility than ever before, with fewer buffers, thinner margins, and louder noise coming from every direction. OTAs shout, guests compare, staff expectations shift. Technology promises help, but adds choices. And somehow, all the roads still lead back to you. More insights like this live inside the Your Independent Hotel Blueprint, PDF, a resource many owners tell us gave them relief before it gave them answers. Before we get there, though, here's something important we need to name first. Because near the end of the episode, I'll share one insight that often stops owners mid-walk, mid-dishwashing, mid-drive, and makes them say, "Oh, that's it. That's why it feels so heavy." But first, let me ask you one question. When was the last time you finished a full day at your hotel and felt genuinely clear about what mattered most? Let me know in the comments. The pressure isn't the work, it's the weight of carrying it alone. Now let's get something straight. Most hotel owners assume the pressure comes from bookings, staffing, or guests. Those are loud problems, visible problems, easy to blame. But they're not the real weight. The real strain comes from decision overload. You decide everything. The big things, small things, things no one notices until they go wrong. What rate should we run next week? Do we upgrade the rooms now or wait? Is this staff issue a training problem or a people problem? Is this review fair or dangerous? Do we say yes to this group booking? Is this software worth the hassle? Individually, none of these decisions feel crushing. Together, they form a constant hum in your head. And when you don't have a clear framework to work from, every decision feels urgent, even the ones that don't matter. That low-grade pressure doesn't shout, it whispers, all day, every day. That's why you feel tired even after a quiet day. It's why switching off feels impossible. It's why holidays don't restore you the way they used to. And here's the part nobody tells you. Independent hotel ownership is one of the few businesses where you are expected to be strategic, operational, emotional, and reactive all at once. Chains spread the load. Departments absorb it. Systems catch it. You absorb everything. And it's because most of the pressure lives in your head. It's invisible to everyone else. Guests see the charm, staff see the leadership, friends see a nice business. They don't see the mental tabs you never close. But that's not weakness, that's weight. Nothing is broken, you're just overloaded. Now, here's the reframe most owners never hear: nothing is broken. Not you, not your hotel, not your ambition. You don't need to work harder. You don't need a new personality. You don't need more motivation. You need recognition. Because when everything matters, nothing stands out. And when nothing stands out, progress feels invisible. That's not failure. That's a fog. Hotel ownership used to be operationally heavy, but mentally lighter. Now it's the opposite. You're not just running rooms, you're running reputation, distribution, technology, brand perception, guest psychology, staff well-being, cash flow anxiety, and you're doing it all in public. Reviews don't whisper, algorithms don't wait, comparisons don't sleep. Of course, it feels overwhelming. What's missing isn't effort, it's containment. Overwhelm doesn't come from too much work, it comes from working without edges. No clear end to the day, no clear priority order, no clear "this can wait." That's why so many capable owners feel permanently behind, even when their hotel performs well. The pressure isn't that you're failing, it's that you're holding too much in your head without a place to put it down. And that realization alone can be a relief. Stop fixing and start noticing. Here's something simple you could do this week. Don't fix anything. Instead, write down every decision you make in one full day. No tasks, decisions. What rate to use, how to reply to that email, whether to step in or step back, whether to chase or wait, whether to change or tolerate. Just notice. By the end of the day, one thing becomes painfully clear. You're not overwhelmed by work, you're overwhelmed by choice without structure. Most owners tell me that this exercise alone feels like someone turned the volume down, because awareness creates relief. You realize the problem isn't you. It's the invisible load you never learned to offload. And that's where tools like your independent hotel blueprint come in. Not as answers, but as somewhere safe to place decisions instead of carrying them. If this episode hit close to home, the next step isn't action, it is clarity. And that's exactly why your independent hotel blueprint exists. It doesn't tell you to hustle, it doesn't push tactics, it doesn't shout. It lays out 7 clear steps to help calm the chaos and organize your thinking, especially when everything feels loud. You can download it for free. You'll find a link in the show notes. What part of hotel ownership feels heaviest for you right now? Decisions, expectations, or mental load? Let me know in the comments. Here are your key takeaways. Overwhelm is a signal, not a flaw. Decision load drains energy fast. Mental weight stays invisible. Nothing is broken. Clarity starts with recognition. Hotel ownership feels overwhelming today because the role quietly expanded while the support didn't. And you're not imagining it. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're carrying more than most people see. Relief doesn't start with fixing. It starts with understanding. And that's why your independent hotel blueprint is available in the show notes. A place to steady your thinking before you steady your business. And if you want deeper support, it continues inside the Hotel Owner's Roadmap, 90 Days to More Bookings, More Time, and Less Stress course, where clarity turns to confidence, gently and steadily. For further reading, I recommend How to Spot Hotel Burnout Before It Wrecks Your Property episode 108. You can find it in the Hotelier Helpcast blog. And it pairs perfectly with today's conversation. And if this episode helped, please subscribe. And if you'd like to support the show, there's a friendly buy us a coffee link waiting for you. In the next episode, we'll talk about designing systems that remove chaos. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need the right next step. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time.